Hi everyone, welcome back to All 4 Overland and another episode of Overland Garage, episode 3. I'm still working on the chassis, guys. It's a lot of work. There's been a lot of work and it looks like I've done nothing. It's been a couple of days since I last finished on the other episode and I'm still working my way through this, but we had a tragedy. Yep, my grinder died. So I want you to all bow your heads in silence for the death of another Makita grinder. The sad loss. I have shut up. I have a brand new one. So I can carry on working now. But yeah, I was really upset about that. I thought, oh, that one's been going ever so well. We should go and bury that later. Right. I'll show you what I've done with this so far, and then we've got to go and start stripping the truck. I think I showed you in the last episode that we'd got the rear cross member on. That's all welded up. Yeah, we had this repair to do in the chassis, which is obviously done. Yeah, that's all done. So that's all welded up. Cut one of the spring mounts off. This still needs grinding up, but I haven't got a grinder, so I had to finish welding. So that needs grinding up. Then the spring cup can go back on, but I want to flip it over to do the spring cup, just to get it level. And then I've just got to do the other side. Oh, I'm going to take the bump stop mount off and clean the rust out from behind. There was a lot of rust jacking on this one. Underneath, hell of a lot of rust jacking under there, so cleaned all that out, put a new piece of metal in underneath it, welded that back on. I'm going to do the same on the other side. I don't think the rust jacking's anywhere near as bad on that. I've still got that hole to repair, and there's one there. And like I say, oh, I've got to cut these off because they're in the wrong place for my disconnectable anti-roll bar. So they've got to be chopped off, but I'm going to have to get the ones off the other truck because these have only got 2 bolt holes in, which must be for a disco. The ones on the other truck are off a Defender, so they've got 4 holes in. So I'm going to have to cut the ones off the other truck anyway, so I'm going to have to take the whole anti-roll bar off. So this job just keeps getting more and more complicated as it goes on. And then once I've done all that, we're up to this bit. These have got to be cut off, and the other bits have got to be done. Let me turn this camera around and I'll tell you exactly what we're doing. Right, now I can tell you what I'm actually going to do with this chassis, why I had to build this jig. I'm chopping it. I'm actually going to cut it, I think you can see, yes you can. I'm cutting it there and stretching it because the new tray that's going on the truck is going to be longer. And the 100-inch wheelbase is, let's say, average. It isn't ideal for what I want. I really should have just used a 110 chassis, but this one came up and it's in good nick and it was the right money, so I'm using this chassis. So I'm going to cut it here and we're going to stretch it to accommodate the new tray. So there's going to be a new section of chassis in there. But because of where the body mounts are, which are here, the body mounts have got to come this side of the radius arm mount. Just the radius arm mount, you know, that bit goes on to the back axle. I really do know what I'm doing, honest. Yeah, so we're cutting it there and stretching it. I've got all the steel over there to do it. But first I want to get all these repairs done, get it all flipped back over, double check everything before it goes for shot blasting. I'm probably going to stretch this now before it goes for shot blasting. This bit's actually really clean on the chassis, there's still paint on it. So get all those repairs done, move the bits round back there that I need to, get that all sorted, put any reinforcing in I want to put in, and then we're going to cut this, but we still need to strip the truck. So if I get to this in this episode, I don't know. It all depends how far, you know, how much time it takes to do that and how long this episode drags out for. I'm trying to keep them about half an hour for you guys, so they just don't keep dragging on. But yeah, so whether it be in this one or the next episode, this is getting cut. So I'm going to carry on with that, and then we'll go outside and start stripping the truck. I'm finally getting there, guys. I've got most of the welding done. Well, when I say most of the welding, I've got most of the initial welding done. There's a load more to do, like I keep saying, and it will come clear just how much welding there is going to be done on this. But spring cups are in, rear cross members on, lower repairs done, the repairs done on that side round the spring cup. And yeah, this is pretty much ready for cutting now and stretching. But what I've got to do is, I've got to cut these anti-roll bar mounts off and put the 110 anti-roll bar mounts on, or sit and re-drill these, which is going to be a pain. I'll just cut them off because I've got to move them anyway, so they've got to be cut off. But yeah, right now we're going to start taking the roof tent off, and there's just me and Karen here. Hello, Ted. Oh, come here. Oh, we might as well have Ted in shot as well. Come on, Ted. Look at that face. Right, bugger off. So what I've got to do now is, like I said, we've got to get this roof tent off. There's just the two, obviously. This roof tent weighs about 90 kilos, guys. So I'm going to strip off all the bits that are on it. There's a solar panel, there's max tracks, there's two awnings, there's one either side. They've all got to come off because they all weigh something, you know. So as there's only the two of us here till later on, we'll try to get this off. I may end up having to slide it onto the roof of the van and then just keep working it down from vehicle to vehicle. If not, I'll just chuck it to Karen and she can have it. Yeah. But yeah, let's get some work done. Come on. So these are the easy bits to take off. Max tracks, solar panel. They're all unboltable. They're not fixed. You know, they are fixed, but they're removable. And there's one of the awnings we've got to take off. That's the little shower tent. And we've got the full size one on the other side. So they all pretty much look like 13mm. So I'm just going to get a ratchet, start wazzing all them off. So first job, get these max tracks off. I actually don't know why I carry max tracks, because I've never used them. I've used them for levelling the truck. We don't live in Australia. Awesome bit of kit. Right, round the other side. Oh, they're heavier than I remember. Right, if Karen passes me my ratchet, I'm going to need some wire snips. How to make the roof tent incredibly heavy. Keep putting stuff on the top of it. Like I was saying before, guys, this whole, you know, everything we're doing with the truck is, you know, besides replacing the busted chassis that we broke in Spain last year, is to make it lighter. So anything that we don't need is going. It's quite heavy, this panel is. You're going to have to slide it so it isn't crooked. Ah, bollocks.
caught in
Oh,
that's
right.
That's why I'm thinking.
If you go and unhook the wires that are stopping it coming off.
First.
I didn't realise, I thought they'd slide underneath.
No. I had a feeling that was going to happen.
The joys of dismantling stuff that you've already built, guys. Should have built it better. You should slide under. There you go. Come off dead easy now. Oh yeah, dead easy now.
So that didn't get caught up.
That's not. That's attached to the panel.
Leaving this grounded.
As long as no one dies in the making of this.
So just get down.
You go down.
Okay.
Go on, let go. There you go. Luckily it was pop riveted together, so you've only bent the aluminium when you did that. Fall off. It's hanging on by a thread. I mean, literally by a thread. There we go. I got him. Hey! That's the awnings off. He looks so good, doesn't he? He hasn't. Yeah. Back to the job in hand. We're taking the roof tent off now. We've got both of the awnings off. That wasn't too bad. Got the solar panel off. You saw all that. Max tracks. So now there is, I think we've just worked out the 7 bolts holding the roof tent on. Well, right in the middle of the picture, just there. That's one of them. And then there's another one there. There's one there. Opposite on the other side, and same again. So we're going to get those off first, get it unbolted, and then once they're undone, we're going to see if we can slide it off on our own. If not, we're going to have to wait till the lad comes home from work.
I'd wait till that because you're sure.
As I've got a knackered shoulder at the moment. So Karen's on the inside with the spanner, so we'll get those off first, and then we'll see what happens. No one will die in the making of this video. Will they, Karen?
No.
No. Whew. Right, we've got that all unbolted, guys, and it actually moves around now, but trust me, this is a heavy roof tent. Like I said, it's 90 kilos or thereabouts, but it's definitely a big lump if it falls on you, I tell you. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to get this off. I think I'm going to have to wait for the big lad to come home from work. So I think I've come up with a plan. Go and buy a telehandler, but Karen says no. Oh, I shouldn't have put that there. Hang on, what's it caught? It's caught on something. Leave it to me. It's caught on something. There we go. Hang on. No, it's just going to balance it. Oh, it's having a pee. We'll just let it finish having a pee. It's obviously been waiting a while. Shake. Right.
When it slides off.
It won't, it'll grip it. Don't let it down. Leave the weight on here, don't try to lift. Right, lift it up over this one, it'll slide another. Right, we're coming up to that end now where it's going to drop.
So
We're one section away. Right. Blade?
Yeah.
Come this side. Let's see what happens if we do that. Because it's on the ladders now, isn't it?
It's gonna go your end.
Left over.
It's getting closer to the floor.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Okay, we'll shine it again.
Right. Try not to scratch the paint off it too much.
Shut the fuck up.
Let's just lift it forwards. Just lift that front end up. Right. Rest it there. Stand it like that. Karen?
Yeah?
Can you move all the steps and ladders? You said you could
Maybe
pick.
not there.
Yeah, anywhere but there.
I'm just moving this. So.
What?
Anywhere but there. Really? Anywhere but there. Right, just lay down. Hang on. I got it. Two thumbs up, no one died. Those are bloody heavy. Well, we managed to get that roof tent off without anyone dying, which is always a bonus, I guess. Knackered my shoulder up now. I'd already got a bad shoulder. I've damaged the rotator cuff in my shoulder, but that didn't help. Now, while we were waiting for Lloyd to come back, I came back and started doing some more work on the chassis. The two repairs that are in this like top tunnel here, it's worse than I thought. And I'm now debating, even though it's a lot more work, I might as well do it properly, is what I'm actually thinking. I'm going to cut this whole tunnel off, this whole tube. Let me show you why. So you've got the top tube. This tube on a disco is where the A-frame is mounted for the A-frame ball joint to locate the back axle. Now, there's a rust hole there I found. I went round and battered it with a hammer. Found another rust hole there. It would have turned up when the shop blasted it, so I'm best finding it now. Now, I've already shown you there's a repair around this side. I cut this open because I could see the rust jacking, and when I got into it, obviously I've cut the outer plate off, which was rust jacked. It wasn't actually rusted through, it was just rust jacking. I could see it pushing the metal out. There's a hole in the chassis there. Now on the other side, let's move around this way. I'm actually on my hands and knees, guys. I'm under the chassis. So this other side, again, I've cut the plate out, so the plate would run down there, round there. But the rust jacking, and there was a hole in this. Well, when I broke it open, I had to cut a piece of the chassis out because that was rotten. It had actually gone all the way through. So, terrible position for you to see. So, like I said, I'm thinking I'm going to cut this entire thing off. So, zip round here with a grinder. This bit's easy to do. Then get the plasma cutter, unstitch this weld, because obviously I've already unstitched it there. So just, a bit of plasma gouging, just gouge that off, do the other side, lift this off, do the repairs on the chassis, so repair the inner pieces, clean out any rust, weld this back on. Dead easy to line it back up, so it isn't an issue. Let's get around here, hang on. Getting too old for this. Yeah, so just weld all this back on, and I can repair the chassis from the inside, and then when it goes for galving there's no rust inside there. And the rest of the chassis is looking pretty mint. These are always ropey on disco chassis. It's such a shame. They'd be much better off with like the box section one you get on a Defender. They seem to hold up a bit better. But yeah, there you go. That's another day. In fact, that'll be tomorrow. So I'm back in the workshop. I'm going to start cutting this A-frame support off. So first I'm going to plasma gouge the back because I can't get a grinder in, and then I'm going to cut the rest off just with the grinder, and we'll see how bad the rust is. I've just spent 5 minutes trying, well, more like 10 minutes trying to get this out. I've cut through this all the way around, plasma gouged the rear weld, still won't come off, so I've just had to cut this off. So let's see what's inside it. Well, rust for a start. I literally haven't taken this off yet, guys. There's a weld here. That's why I can't get it off. But look at the crap that lives inside these. This is why these rot. The mud builds up on the inside and these rot out. Then you fail an MOT because there isn't a sufficient amount of drain holes. If you've got a good chassis on your disco, for God's sake, drill these holes out bigger to let the mud out. Really. Right. Yeah, there's a weld just there. Right, I'll cut that weld and then these should come off. I'll have to cut the other side as well. Actually, the inside of the chassis doesn't look too bad. Gordon Bennett, guys. That took some getting out. It's definitely going to be worth it. Just to do the repairs on it. Ow, that's still hot. Definitely worth doing. A lot of work, and it's going to be a lot of work to repair it, but I know the chassis is going to be sound. So I'm going to get this dressed up, cleaned, sorted, hang up, and I'll bring you back when I start welding and burning myself again. Oh, it's reached that time of day. Beer of choice today is Doom Bar. Right, this job escalated really quickly. I'm not kidding. When things go wrong, they go wrong really quickly. So, no, it hasn't really gone wrong. It's just a lot more repairing than I thought. Hello, Teddy. Teddy's here, so hello. As you saw, we had to cut the inner part of the tube out. Now, I've done the repair there. That one's done. That was easy. That's just a flat plate, grafted in, ground off, job's done. I've had to put lots and lots of alignment marks because, you know, earlier on in the video I said I don't like the tube that they put in here. I wish they'd put a square box in like they do in the Defenders. Well, a round tube, when you cut it off, you don't have any alignment on it again because it's just a tube. So you can really cock it up. And I was cutting it off thinking, how the hell am I going to line this back up? And I've literally had to just wing it. I've got it level, cut a line across the top with the grinder, marked it with a pencil, cut 2 lines in it, and then cut lines down these outer pieces, so I can line the tube up the outer pieces. There's lines cut in the chassis. They're just ground into the chassis, so I can line that up with that, line that up with that, and hopefully it's all back in. Getting it level isn't a problem, but the orientation of it can be out by quite a lot by the looks of it. Well, by a hell of a lot, because I actually put it in backwards at one point when I was test fitting it, and then realised, why doesn't it fit? Oh, it's in backwards. So yeah, you can balls this up. Let me show you the other bits. So there's my tube. I literally put this on top of the plate and then plasma cut, and you cut the sides out. So I'm going to cut this off because it's seam welded all the way around here. Cleave that off, weld that one back on, because it's gone really thin here where it was rust jacked. I mean, it's still over 1 mil thick. It's like 1.5 mil thick, and this is only 2 mil plate. It's fine up here, obviously, and I could literally, cut this out and graft that piece in, which actually might not be such a bad idea, is to graft a new piece in there for alignment purposes. But I'll cut these out anyway. I'll have to think about that tomorrow, because it's Sunday afternoon now and I've had enough. I just want to have the rest of the day off. Yeah, I might just actually do that, is to graft a new piece in across there. And hello, Ted. Land Rover Ted always wants to help, and we've got the same issue on the other side. So, thinking it's great. Talk to you guys, and while I'm talking to you, I go, I should do it that way. So everything, is an ongoing process, isn't it? So I've marked that up that I could actually just weld it on, but I might just literally cut it across there. It might make alignment much simpler, because at least I've got some datum points of the old one to work to. And this metal, I know it's got a bit of scabbiness on the but it's only surface rust, and it might save a lot of cuttiness to just cleave that across there and then just graft that one in the same. It might make sense. It'll save a lot of cutting and welding. So yeah, I'll think about that tomorrow. So I'll leave that on there, and I'll leave that on there, so at least I know which way around they are. Let me show you the other thing. Ted's back. Body mounts. They're now detachable. So I've cut the body mounts off, but I found something out. Let me just bring the camera around for you. Now, that is it's this side, so that's the passenger side body mount, which I'm now going to put over that side. Because if you take the body mount from the other side and offer it up, because it's pretty much it's going to end up somewhere around about here, that's going to fit. If you actually just flip them over, line that up, well, that bit's got to be level. I can pretty much graft a piece in there, a couple of bits, put some new bottom straps in. I can use these original body mounts. It means I'm going to have to make a new set of rock sliders, but it's definitely going to work. Well, I'm just going to have to modify the back piece of the rock slider. But yeah, we can flip them round. That's going to save hours of work. Well, I'm going to have a bit of a think tank about how I'm going to fix those pieces. I've got a lot of dressing up of bits of metal tomorrow, so I'm going to call it a day today. It's Sunday afternoon. I don't want to annoy my neighbours anymore with another 2 or 3 hours of grinding, and I'm going to finish this beer. So we'll be back on this in the morning. It's another day in the shop, guys. It's actually afternoon. I've been doing other things, But I was thinking about what I was saying in the last scene about clamping this on and cutting it, and the more I thought about it, the more beneficial it is for me, because I can actually tack weld these side pieces back on, because I've got dating points ground into these to put them back on. So I can actually line these up, tack them on, and actually drop this back on the chassis and get it exactly back in the right place. So it's beneficial that we do it. So I thought, I know, I'll have a play, see how it comes out, and that's how it comes out. There you go, it's still hot. Absolutely perfect. It works absolutely spot on, keeps all my datum points, be able to tack the side on, drop it back in the chassis, and it welds on really nicely as well. Let me just, I'll get the camera, I'll show you how it's welded on. So it's just seam welded back on, so it's all back into one piece and seam welded across the middle. I ground the middle weld off this side because obviously I want it flush for the outer skin piece to go on. But yeah, it's going to work much better doing it that way than replacing it all. And that other piece, there's loads of metal there, there's loads of metal to weld to, so it's still plenty thick enough. So I'm not worried about that. Once it's been shot blasted, dropped in the acid and galvied, it'll be like a brand new one. Well, literally all I did was clamp that on, draw a line across it and cut it with the grinder. It's not rocket science, it's welding. All I'm trying to do is find out where the bad bits are in that. Where's my pen gone? There's the piece we're going to weld on. Back in the metal pipe. And you get it. I'll just cut this off and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done, guys. So that's it with it cut out, cleaned up, ready for welding. And the new piece will just go in. Then I'll just grind down the sides to match the exact shape. And this is then all repaired and ready to go back in. So I'll get this done. And then I'll get the chassis dressed and we can get the whole piece welded in. Then we're ready for cutting the chassis. This is what I meant by tacking these side plates on. So I've got this back in its original orientation now, because it's got to sit where these are. I've already got lines cut in all the way round. So line there, line there, line there, line there. That one. Yeah, they even drop into, once that's clamped up, because I'll have to put a clamp on it, it's just sitting there. But yeah, that all fits. So no worries in getting that back into place now. So I'm going to clamp that. Just need a couple of G-clamps to clamp this in place. And that can be welded on. Bloody hell, guys. I tell you what, that's been a lot of work. It's a lot more than I wanted it to be, let's put it that way. But it is what it is, second-hand chassis, but like I said before, no point buying a brand new one just to cut it up and do what I'm going to do with. This is a really solid chassis, and disco chassis always go here, so it is what it is, and it's fixed now, so hooray, more welding for me, more, but you should see the amount of burns I've got up my arms. But yeah, I'm going back to welding. Oh man, I'll do these things to myself. Yes, it's all done. Well, I say all done. That bit's all done. So that's a hell of a lot of work being done that I didn't think I'd have to do on this chassis. But it's all back on, it's in the right place, it looks right, it's level, should be good, hopefully. So I'm going to wrap this video up here now, guys. In the next episode, we are going to be doing the chassis chop, and we're going to lengthen it, and we're going to carry on taking the truck apart. So if you've enjoyed it so far, give us that thumbs up, leave us a comment, and I will see you on the next one. My friends, we're gathered here today to say goodbye to yet another Makita grinder who worked hard and let the smoke out. He's gone, but not forgotten.